Alex Eala did something that left Venus Williams completely speechless. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation walked onto that court as a fan, but walked off as something Venus never expected. In one shocking moment, the legend's eyes widened, the crowd gasped, and the entire tennis world froze. What happened between these two stars wasn't just about tennis. It was raw, emotional, and completely unexpected. Alex Eala had just created a moment that would change her career forever. And the best part? Venus Williams herself couldn't stop smiling about it. Stay with us, because what Alex Eala did next will absolutely shock you. Alex Eala still pinches herself every single day. When the call came that she'd be partnering with Venus Williams at the Bad Homburg Open, the young Filipina couldn't breathe. Here she was, a 21-year-old from the Philippines, about to share the same court with a woman who had won Wimbledon the very year she was born. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I'd have the privilege of competing alongside you on court, Alex Eala wrote, her words dripping with pure emotion. But this wasn't just any doubles pairing. This was a moment that represented everything Alex Eala had worked for since she was a little girl watching Venus dominate the sport. The seven-time Grand Slam champion wasn't just a player, she was the reason Alex Eala picked up a racket. And now they were teammates. The duo clicked instantly. In their very first match together, Alex Eala and Venus Williams dismantled Alexandra Osborne and Catherine Harrison with clinical precision, 6-3, 6-4. The crowd erupted. Cameras flashed from every angle. For a brief moment, the tennis world saw something special brewing between the young star and the living legend. But what nobody expected was what happened next, a moment so shocking that even Venus Williams herself couldn't believe what Alex Eala had just done. Alex Eala and Venus Williams faced the second-seeded duo of Olivia Nichols and Teresa Mahalikova, a team that had been playing together for 9 straight tournaments. This was the ultimate test of their chemistry, and everyone was watching. The match started promisingly. Alex Eala's baseline power complemented Venus Williams' timeless net prowess perfectly. They took a 3-2 lead, and for a moment, it felt like the fairy tale would continue. The crowd was electric. Even the commentators couldn't stop praising the unlikely duo. But then, everything changed. Mihalikova and Nichols found their rhythm, winning 4 consecutive games to take the first set, 6-3. The second set was even more brutal, a 5-1 deficit that seemed insurmountable. The match lasted 1 hour and 20 minutes, but for Alex Eala, it felt like a lifetime. That's when the unexpected moment happened. As the match slipped away, something remarkable occurred between the two players. Venus leaned in close to Alex Eala during a changeover. The camera zoomed in. Fans held their breath. What was the legend saying to the rising star? Was she frustrated? Disappointed? No. Venus Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam champion, was smiling, and what she said next would shock the tennis world forever. I told her to just enjoy herself, Venus Williams later revealed. When you're having fun, things are easy. At that moment, the result no longer mattered. The scoreboard faded away. What remained was something far more valuable, a mentorship that transcended competition itself. Alex Eala absorbed every word like a sponge. Here was Venus Williams, a woman who had won Wimbledon the very year she was born, telling her to simply enjoy the moment. Sharing the court with pioneers of the sport, people I looked up to since I was young, means everything to me. Alex Eala confessed after the match, her voice trembling with gratitude. But that wasn't the only unexpected moment. The tennis world had already witnessed something similar just months earlier. In January 2026, Alex Eala had faced Venus Williams in Auckland, but this time as opponents. Alongside partner Iva Jovic, Alex Eala defeated Venus and Alina Svitolina in a thrilling match that had everyone talking. That match was a true passing of the torch moment. Alex Eala and Jovic saved 8 set points in the opening tiebreaker, showing the composure of veterans despite their youth. The crowd gave them a standing ovation. But now, on the same side of the net for the first time, the dynamic was completely different. It wasn't about beating the legend anymore. It was about learning from her. And what Alex Eala learned in that moment would change her forever. The loss at Bad Homburg was just the beginning of something much bigger. Even after their defeat, the mutual respect between the two players was undeniable. Venus Williams took to Instagram with a heartfelt message that left fans emotional worldwide. The best ride, the best tournament, the best partner. But it was Alex Eala's response that truly broke the internet. Immensely grateful to learn from you, Alex Eala wrote, sharing Venus's story with her own millions of followers. The post went viral within hours, with fans from the Philippines and around the world flooding the comments with tears and heart emojis. But here's the twist. This partnership might have been brief, but its impact will last forever. For Alex Eala, those two matches meant 2 hours of downloading veteran savvy, court psychology, and the icy composure of an all-time great. Maybe the real prize wasn't the scoreboard. It was the priceless education, sports analysts noted, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Alex Eala was about to make history at Wimbledon as the first ever Filipino to secure a singles seeding in a Grand Slam tournament. Venus Williams, meanwhile, was preparing to reunite with her sister Serena at Wimbledon, another emotional chapter in tennis history. But the big question remained. Would this one unexpected moment between Alex Eala and Venus Williams change everything for the young star? Now, as both players turn their focus to Wimbledon, the tennis world can't stop talking about what happened. Alex Eala enters Wimbledon as the 29th seed, a historic achievement that nobody could have predicted just a year ago. She's coming off a 3-hour, 20-minute marathon victory at the Miami Open against Laura Siegemund that proved her mental and physical strength. But more importantly, she's carrying a piece of Venus Williams with her. Standing beside royalty has a way of clearing the clouds, one reporter wrote. And it's true. Alex Eala now possesses something that no coaching manual can provide: the wisdom and experience of one of the greatest players to ever hold a racket. Venus Williams, at 46, continues to defy expectations. Despite a challenging season, she hasn't won a singles match in 2026 and has lost 9 in a row. Her legacy remains untouchable, and her decision to mentor Alex Eala shows exactly why she's a true icon of the sport. The two may never team up again, but that doesn't matter, because that one unexpected moment between Alex Eala and Venus Williams changed everything, not just for them, but for the sport itself. Alex Eala walked onto that court as a fan. She walked off as something far greater, a player who had earned the respect of her childhood idol. If you enjoyed this shocking sports update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.